Greetings from Wespath. My name is Bob Christophel, Manager of Benefit Education at Wespath. Thank you for joining us today for a discussion of EY Financial Planning Services. EY services are such an important resource for our eligible participants. Why are they important? Well, they help our participants navigate through sometimes very complex financial planning situations, both in good times and even in uncertain times like we currently are in. With me today is Dan Eck from EY. Dan is the Managing Director of EY Personal Finance, and he's going to take us through and review the tools and resources that are available to you, our participants. Dan, great to see you, and thanks so much for joining us for this discussion.
Hey, thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And you're right, my focus today is to help our viewers and Wespath participants understand how the EY financial planning resources can help them improve their financial future. So we're going to focus on those services and how they work. But there are 2 points related to those services that I think are important to always get out up front. Sometimes they're missed or misunderstood. And the first is that for participants, there is no cost to use the EY financial planning resources. Whether you're working directly with a financial planner or using the online tools, you don't pay anything to take advantage of those services. And second, and I think just as important, there's no sales. We don't, as a firm or as a financial planning practice, sell anything. We don't have investments. We don't sell insurance products. We're not going to convince you to manage your assets because we don't do that. Our sole focus every day is to take calls and help people manage their financial future objectively and confidentially. And that's what we'll do with these services here for all of you as well.
Yeah, and you named a few of the things that I like most about EY, and I've used the services, but you mentioned no cost. I'm all for that for our participants. EY has nothing to sell, so there's no hidden agenda. I think a lot of people don't like salespeople. Also very important to me and our participants is that the service is confidential. These conversations are between you and EY only. So I think that makes it such a great service. I've seen some of our participants at times just overwhelmed with their own personal financial situation, and sometimes they just don't know where to start. What advice would you offer to someone who has not taken that first important but difficult step in contacting EY?
You know, there are 3 components to what we offer and make available, and you can use 1 or 2 or all 3 of those in any order you'd like and in any way that you like. In fact, you could use them as often as you choose to. It starts with the EY Navigate website, which is an online resource full of financial planning content, videos, calculators, educational tools, and planning assessments that you could use on your own. Of course, you could also simply just connect directly with an EY financial planner by phone and have a direct confidential conversation. But we also offer a third component, which is group learning or financial education. You know, we do customized sessions with Wespath on-site workshops. We offer a monthly webinar that's open to all of our clients that you can attend and ask questions as we go, or you can access those the same workshops on demand through links right there on the website. Now, I will say most folks start on the EY Navigate website. Doesn't mean you have to. I just think it's a more comfortable way to begin. It's on your own time. It's self-service. It's just you and the computer, and you can learn at your own pace. You can access those tools and learn and assess and run numbers. And of course, at any point, if you get stuck, you can not only call us, you can actually connect with an EY planner directly through the website with a messaging service. Now, I will say once you register on the site, and that only takes a couple of minutes, you're going to be presented with a basics quiz, and it's about 6 questions. It just gets to know you a little bit more, and it does help us guide you through the process. So we might suggest from that some goals that you might want to start with, or some other content on the site that may be the best place to start, but you're free to use the site in any way that you see fit.
Yeah, it really is a terrific website. I've spent a lot of time on it, and I hear in the field from our participants who just say it's so comprehensive, and like you said, do it at your own pace. There's just a lot of information in there. Some people have shared with me that they really like that confidence checkup feature of the website. For those that need additional help, can you take us through a typical, if there is one, participant experience in calling EY Financial Planner line?
Yeah, I mean, no question, the website's a great tool. It's a great place to start, but for those individuals that just prefer to speak to somebody or reach that point where they need help developing a financial plan or planning for retirement, of course, they can connect directly with an EY financial planner. The phone number is dedicated to the Wespath participants. It's 800-360-2539. The line's open Monday through Friday, Central Time, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You call, you'll get connected directly with an EY financial planner to have that confidential discussion about your personal finance.
Just terrific. Can you take us through a typical participant experience when they're calling the EY financial planner line, maybe for the first time? What do they go through?
Yeah, and I can answer that, but I'll also answer by saying there's not a typical experience because we always want to help each individual with their own needs. But when you do call in, you are connected directly with an EY planner, but not just any EY planner. This is a team of planners that have been trained on Wespath's program, their benefits, their culture and resources. They talk to Wespath participants each and every day. And of course, they're trained on all aspects of financial planning. And so your conversation may just be a quick question, like how much am I allowed to save in the UMPIP, or a very detailed analysis. I want to save for retirement and know that I'm on track. And that's not a 10-minute conversation, and that's okay. This is a true financial planning relationship. You can work with the same planner as long as you want. We have relationships that go back years. We may take a couple of calls to get through retirement, and then we focus on other goals. But don't be concerned that you don't know what to ask or you don't know where to start. That's our job, and we'll take you through that. Just call and say, I need help. I don't even know where to start. We'll ask you questions, and we'll guide you through that process.
Yeah, and I've actually heard that quite a bit in the field, the value of that ongoing, continuing relationship with a particular financial planner, that they're not starting all over again. I've met a lot of your financial planners, and I just know how important they are, that relationship is to our participants. Dan, we just completed our third retiree webinar of the season, and I spoke about retiring in a new reality because we've seen the pandemic just disrupt our churches, our lifestyles, our businesses. How can EY help our participants during these very uncertain times? What is EY hearing during this period?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and timely as well. In fact, we just completed and released a special edition webinar that we called After the Storm, Getting Your Finances Back on Track. And I'm not sure we're after the storm yet, but I know we're getting there. We're getting close. And of course, that webinar is available on demand. You can watch it anytime you like on the website. But the content certainly mirrors what we're hearing on the phones as folks call us from Wespath and from our other clients. If you think about it, almost everyone's finances during this pandemic have been impacted in some way or ways, including income and expense, but in very different ways by family. For some, income has been unaffected. We've both kept their jobs, or we have a spouse that has lost the job, or your income has been reduced. We just got a government check in the mail that helped, that we may be able to use for something. And of course, on the expense side, things have changed for better and for worse. We're not driving to work every day. We're not eating out like we used to, but we're spending more time at home. So the electric bill and the utility bills are probably higher. We're not going to the gym because we can't, at least haven't been able to. We're not taking vacations. So the numbers are different. And that for some has meant taking on additional debt. For others, it has meant the ability to maybe pay off debt faster, to make additional donations and contributions, or add to their savings. It's also brought to the forefront this idea of an emergency fund, something we all should have. Money set aside to make sure an unexpected event doesn't become a catastrophe, like a pandemic. If you had one, you may have had to dip into it. And if you did use it, it's time to replenish. And if you didn't have one, this was the eye opener that it's time to consider that. Your EY planner can help with all of this, analyzing your cash flow, your income and expense, figuring out with you what expenses are really important, because we've all learned that over the last few months. And from that, figure out what that emergency fund really should be and how we can get there over time. And then no surprise, we're getting many, many calls about investment volatility. I'm watching the news, I see the markets, and should I be panicked? Should I make a change? Or should I just ignore it all? And those are conversations we have every day.
Yeah, it sounds like every call to EY is unique. And as you mentioned, everyone's impacted differently financially from this sheltering at home and period of pandemic. What would you say overall, in good times and bad, is the number one topic that the EY financial planners engage with our participants about?
Yeah, and certainly before we end, I do want to touch back on that topic that we mentioned all the way up front, because no question, the number one topic has been and still is planning for and preparing for retirement. And that's coming from all ages. The detail level might be different, but everybody's concerned about that goal. So whether you're using the quick calculators or the self-assessment plan for retirement goal on the website, or you just pick up the phone and you work directly with an EY financial planner, we can help you through that process, because you've got to think about how much to save today, how much you're going to spend in retirement. We can help you with those assumptions you need to make, which is inflation, investment return, life expectancy. It seems like a daunting process, but we can walk you through it one at a time, whether it's on your own or with an EY planner. And we like to incorporate the full family unit. So if you have a spouse or a significant other, they have assets. It's a joint retirement, and we want to have that joint conversation. And in fact, there's even a way that you can give us access to see your Wespath benefit balances, so we can incorporate those directly and accurately into that retirement planning process. The first step in this process of using financial planning resources is certainly the most daunting and sometimes the hardest. And I don't want that to deter you. There's often the sense that I need to have my whole financial life in order. I need to know what questions to ask, or I need to know something about financial planning before I start. And that's simply not the case. Whether you start on the website or you give us a call, 100 times a day, we get folks that call and say, I know I need help, but I don't even know where to start or what questions to ask. And that's okay. We can take it from there. We'll ask you questions. We'll dig a little bit. We'll learn about your priorities. We'll understand your life situation and start the financial planning process and simply guide and navigate you through that. So I simply ask that you take a first step, register on the website, watch a webinar, or maybe just give us a call and let us help you through that process and make it easy for you.
That's right. And retirement planning, certainly if you're early career, mid-career, or late career, it really impacts us all. This has been a really terrific discussion. And, I've heard personally in the field from so many of our participants how EY has helped them. They really appreciate the services that you provide. And it is true that first step, the most difficult step, is making that first call. Dan Eck, I really want to thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you for participating in this video today.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bob. Have a good day.
You too.